Hey everybody, Crazy here again. I'm back with another reaction. Green Day, Green Day is still making music, and I love that. I've been listening to Green Day since they first got signed to Reprise, and they came out with the album Dookie. My cousin Michelle was actually the person who introduced me to Green Day. She had a huge crush on Billy Joe Armstrong, to a point where she was obsessed at one point where she ended up finding the two albums that came out before Dookie, before they were signed to a major label, Kerplunk and 1039 slash Smooth Out Slappy Hours. Um, which that first one was actually a series of EPs just mashed together, and really loved that. Really loved those two albums, and I still listen to Green Day to this day. As a matter of fact, I was playing Rock Band before I started recording reaction videos tonight, and I ended up playing 21 Guns. 21 Guns was one of those songs that just popped into my fucking head. And I was like, I've got to play this on Rock Band. I have Green Day Rock Band. I've listened to all of the songs off of that. Um, but nevertheless, they ended up coming out with this new music video recently called The American Dream is Killing Me, which is supposed to be off of their upcoming album Saviors, which is going to be released in January of 2024. But I guess this is one of the singles, if not the first single. I don't know. I didn't really look much into it. All I just saw on my feed was Green Day came out with a new music video. I've got to check this shit out. So here we go.
Of attacks across the city, and eyewitnesses are
Now, ever since American Idiot, these motherfuckers have been very political.
We all love that one. Up next, the highly anticipated.
But one thing that I will say when it concerns Green Day is a lot of the stuff that they sing about comes from the heart. A lot of the songs that they sing about is like love based. If you really pay attention to it, a lot of it is love based. And I understand that with Billy Joe. Billy Joe Armstrong is actually a very he's a very sensitive guy. I will say that. And so it makes sense. Like, listen to Pulling Teeth, holy shit, which is off of Dookie.
Single from Green Day. This is The American Dream is Killing Me.
But then American Idiot came out and it was actually rather political. So what do we got here? Okay, so she's getting robbed or something? Wow, Mike... Dude, Mike and Trey Cool do not age. Is it just me or does Billy sounds a little different? Oh yeah, I forgot I needed to turn on captions. All right, so let's get back to this. Okay, so now what? Are they zombies or is this the Purge? One of the two. Oh, they're zombies. You know what's funny about this is that about a week ago, I had this sudden obsession with watching the Twilight movies, and in the second movie, Bella ends up going to go watch a zombie movie with her friend Jessica, and as soon as they leave the movie theater, Jessica's like complaining up and down about the movie about how zombies are supposed to be like a representation of consumerism. Bam. This right here. And I agree with that, and it's, you know, to a point, not a fault, but to a point. The American Dream, yeah, because like the American Dream was basically the idea for immigrants to come over and like to go from a land of turmoil to go and be in a land that could flourish. The land of milk and honey was what America for the longest time has actually tried to portray themselves to be, where you can be anything and anyone that you want to be as long as you put in the work and stuff like that. And since those times, there has been so much shit that has happened that has fucked up this country financially. It's to a point where it's just like we can, and I'm not saying this to fucking, I'm not really trying to be political about this, but I'm gonna have to say this just for the sake of saying it, is that our president is willing to give like $800 million to a country to help them out, and at the same time be able to buy a house in cash for $275 million. But have you taken a look at the fucking homeless rate lately? I'm about to tell you guys something that I probably shouldn't tell you, but I am in such a financial crisis myself that I live in my mother's basement recording these things. Okay? I'm trying to utilize YouTube to be able to figure out a way on how to get the hell out of here so that way I can actually live on my own and make a living. And I work, and I still am having massive amounts of trouble financially. Now, granted, some of it, most of it, all of it, I put myself into this kind of upheaval. But I've been living here for 5 fucking years. Okay? Struggling to try to catch up on debt and save money so that way I can get my own place. But with the financial crisis that I myself am in, even working full time and having zero bills whatsoever, I still don't have the capability to save money to be able to get my own place. It's that bad. The American dream is killing me too. Sorry about the tirade, but take a look at this shit. Bam! And you wonder why people are so fucking pissed off all the time in this country. I mean, like, we have shanty towns and major cities and everything. Like, I live in a major city too, and there is an area that is covered in shanties and tents and shit like that. There's a monument that is dedicated to the veterans of foreign war, and it smells like piss because that's where the homeless people go to pee. It's that bad. Like, downtown smells like piss in certain areas. There's fucking, you know, like, I mean, I've seen videos of fucking, you know, different spots in like LA, San Francisco, just blocks of fucking tents covered up in tarps so that way the sun doesn't come in, and it's just blocks of fucking homeless people because the shelters are too full, so they have to camp out in various areas. There's cities that have fucked up water, and it's so fucking bad that most people just can't live there anymore, so they move out. Like, specifically, I'm speaking on Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan still has fucked up water, if you remember that. And I know people in Flint, Michigan, and the fucking occupation rate, the fucking occupational count is declining. There are blocks upon blocks of abandoned homes and shit like that because nobody wants to fucking live there. And then you've got my city, and we've got fucking homeless people in here walking up and down the streets constantly, day after day. It's saddening. And you know, the unemployment rate was at its lowest, I think, around like 2008 and shit like that. It's gotten a little bit better since then, but then we also have the pandemic that ended up happening, which caused a lot of people to fucking, have to get laid off and shit like that. The UAW strike that's currently going on, that's also getting people laid off and shit like that. Like, people are becoming unemployed left and right. And obviously, this is a political message. And I'm trying not to be political about this, but come on, people. Now, if you do remember, I'm not going to rewind it again, but but it just popped into my head like everything that happened when the pandemic went down. You know, you had your peaceful protests followed by people setting cop cars on fire and destroying public property and burning things, you know, and shit like that. And it's like you have some people who want peace and some people who just wanted to take advantage of the situation to get violent. Yeah, so, you know, and it's like people are frustrated, people are angry, people are losing their shit. You've got wars that are going on everywhere. Like this world is just it's in a state of fucking duress. Like I swear to God, sometimes it feels like they're trying to encourage this shit to create martial law for control. You know, and basically, yeah, people are willing to pretty much eat each other alive. I mean, yeah, that's symbolism at its finest. Hey, that looks familiar. I saw that happen to a cop car during the pandemic. And everybody's basically a fucking zombie to this. Hey, that also looks familiar. All of this just looks all too familiar to me. Oh, look! Looting! Looting. Okay, so we've seen vandalism, destruction of public property, setting things on fire, looting. Gee, this seems like it's about a specific modern event. There you go. More vandalism. Mike Dirk looks good as a zombie. So does Trey Cool. I don't think they... Hold on. Okay, they didn't need to put any makeup on Trey Cool. He's always like that. See, yeah, there you go. Yep, and now it's like, you know, everybody wants to pretend they're fucking in The Walking Dead now. You know, there's your crowd control, but you know what they should have fucking done with that? Smoke pellets and tear gas. They should have shot that shit. Yeah, there you go. Picking everybody off one by one. Yes, I feel that. Uh-huh. What the fuck? That was just a normal person, dude. Like, what the hell was that for? Like, why did you kill a perfectly normal person? But holy shit, like, see, like, that's interesting that, I actually didn't really call that one, but I should have guessed that that's what it was going to be, was some sort of a political message when it concerns Green Day, because it, like, ever since American Idiot, there have been a series of political messages that they have done. Like American Idiot pretty much had a political message feel to it. And rightfully so, you know, I mean, like that came out, you know, that came out during you know, during a pretty rough era of my life and your life too, probably, you know, 2004, 2008, shit like that. And you know, that was basically a big fuck you to Bush. But this one is just like Jesus Christ. And the symbolism of that music video hits all the fucking notes. Like eventually you could pretty much fucking tell. Yeah, this was basically about how everybody fucking reacted during the pandemic. The only thing that I didn't see was the zombies stealing toilet paper. But you did see them looting and robbing places, setting shit on fire, vandalizing public property, destroying public property, and that all happened. You know, that all happened during the fucking peaceful protests that ended up happening. Dear God, this is getting too political. But I'm sure that you feel exactly what I feel, and probably what Billy Joe, Mike, and Trey fucking felt with that shit too. Loved the music video though, and it had a Walking Dead feel to it as well towards the end. The only thing that I disagreed with was that very end where it was just like, okay, that dude just picked off a perfectly normal person that was not a fucking zombie, and she was oblivious to it until the bullet hit her right in the forehead. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this with me. If you want to watch this on your own without all of my stop going jargon, link is going to be in the description below. Like, share, subscribe. You know the deal. Check out my merch store, and if you're feeling generous, hit me up with a thanks. With that being said, I'm Crazy. That was my reaction. I still love Green Day. Deuces, y'all.